not about how fast you can get through something. It's about the strategy that you use to get to the end game.
Hey, Queens. Yeah, you know who you are. God, come on. Go ahead and put that crown on your head. Now tilt a little to the left. Now a little to the right. Perfect. Now let's get to work. Because we know you got big goals. And you got big dreams and not afraid to let them know. Why? Because you step into your purpose. You speak out on your faith. And you shift up in your journey. Because you a boss. Welcome to the podcast Drop the Expiring Act with your host Veli of QueenBayGoals.com, reminding you that you are a queen before anything else. It's your life and your goals. Make it royal. All right, y'all. Go ahead and work that crown. All right. Hey, Queen Bays. Welcome to another episode of the Drop the Inspiring Night podcast. Today we have with us Danielle Meadows-Stinnett, who is joining us from Kentucky, you said, right?
Yes.
Right. Oh, I've never been there, but you can tell us all about it. So
Where are you
today we are
versus all
talking
there?
about this season of the podcast is all about fears and failures, and Danielle has a little bit of both because hers is the fear of failure. So before we get into her fear of failure story, tell us, who is Danielle today? So tell us about Danielle today.
Danielle is a creative. Every single day, that's what I do. I'm creating, whether I'm creating something with my kids to keep them on track, or I'm creating something for myself to keep myself on track, or I'm creating other systems and amazing graphics for other small businesses and entrepreneurs and startups that are seeking to have digital branding done for themselves.
All right, I love it. So we always like to get into the aspiring act story, and yours was you just started, but you put in 6 years of refining and reprogramming to get it right. So tell us what was happening in the beginning of those 6 years.
Well, a couple different things. One was me being a mom, being a mom twice over to be exact. So at the time when I first started my design business period, which was not
Mhm.
Octane, it was just those standard freelancer initials deal and graphics deal and designs, and I was pregnant with my 2-year-old toddler at my hip, and we were literally living in a 500 square foot 1 bedroom apartment. So that's really where my grind, where my hunger comes from when I think
Mhm.
about that 6 years, 10 years, 12 years from now.
Right.
Um, Look, thinking about being in that place and being hungry to accelerate and being hungry to do better than what I currently had for myself and for my children as well. But in that place, oh man, I mean, I can't even begin to tell you the stories that brewed in those in that incubator 1 bedroom apartment, right? Learning to balance money, learning to
Right.
self care for myself. When you have two young children and being pregnant at the same time, that's just it's crazy.
Girl,
It's
we can talk
definitely
so much after this podcast.
it's got a lot of high standards, but through all of those experiences, it really taught me a lot about what I want for myself. It taught me more about what I'm capable of doing. And it really taught me that it's okay to fudge. It is
Hmm.
okay to mess up because tomorrow is a whole new beginning and you can completely start over again.
I love that. I love that you said that. Keep inspiring. So you said you had a fear of failure, even though you were going at it. You had a fear of failure. So tell
Mhm.
us, what did that feel like to you? Because for everybody, it's not the same. So what was your fear of failure?
My fear of failure was not amount, literally the fear of not amounting to much, not being able to leave something behind, make my mark in the world. And I feel like a lot of people, especially creatives, who are
Mm-hmm.
so in tune with their gifts and so in tune with leaving their mark somewhere on this earth, or I'm going to leave a mark somewhere. And I was very, very connected to that during that time. I'm not as much now, leaving my mark, but also more in tune with kind of passing the baton, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more into that legacy lane than I am about leaving my specific mark in the world. But during that time, in those early years, that's what I was focused on. How can I make a difference? And lo and behold, one nonprofit after another logo, after another website came these opportunities where I could make a difference in other people's life. And that was the embedded um, kind of fear of making sure that I had my ducks in a row, of making sure that things were in check, making sure that not only my clients were in check, but I was in check, my
Mm-hmm.
kids were in check, so that everything could kind of have that consistent flow and we were on a path towards success.
So, what do you say, or what would you say to creatives who are still in the very early journey of their path, or whatever it is like they're looking for? What would you say to them to get them to jump out of their spirit and act like stop researching, stop Googling, like stop it and just start? What would you say to them?
Exactly what you said. Stop researching. Look yourself in the mirror and say, "Yes, I can. I am capable." That is something that I even struggle to this very day. 12 years later, here I am still struggling, looking in the mirror and still telling myself, "Yes, I'm worth it. I'm capable. I can do this." So I tell anyone who's in the very beginning or at the very end of their journey,
Hmm.
yes, you can. You are capable. And the more that you tell yourself that, the more that you're going to start believing in those little things that'll start adding up to bigger things.
Oh, I love it. So, can you tell us a bit more about what you do?
Absolutely. So I'm a senior graphic designer and owner of Octane Design Studios. It's a 11-year-old digital branding firm based in the heart of the bluegrass. We focus on three primary areas, which is branding, strategy, and event activations and launches. But we love being able to really focus and hone in on loving on our small businesses and our smaller corporations that need digital branding. So we cover everything from email marketing to ebooks to logos to websites to apparel. I should tell you the story about designing Shack Attacks for Reebok one time.
Oh,
Um, we've
wow.
had we've had a lot of potential experiences for us to grow, but we intentionally stay small in some areas, and I do that with intention of really helping out the little guy because we were those people.
Right. I get it. I totally get it. Did you see this happening for yourself 6 years ago?
Oh my goodness, no, not on this level. I always thought that maybe I would just continue to stay small. And here we are branching out and scaling in this season of scaling. In 2021, after this horrendous year
Right.
of 2020, here I am thinking, like, maybe I can scale and maybe I can do bigger things and I could take on more. So I'm really in the state of optimism 6 years later, more than I thought I would be.
I love
Um,
it.
because of failure, because I've gone through all the things to make me who I am today.
So tell us more. You said you have a course coming up that entrepreneurs can take and they can learn more about how to get their business on the ground. So tell us more about that course.
Absolutely. So Q1 essentials. I did that on purpose because Q1 is quarter one. We all need that extra start, the extra push, the extra leverage to keep us on task for the remainder of 2021.
Hmm.
And so I am creating several mini courses bundled into one product that you can take anytime, anywhere. That are videos that you can learn how to plan out your social media content for the year, how to plan out your blog posts
Cool.
for the year, how to create content that is engaging, how to properly research hashtags, to
I
to
need
all the
that.
little things, right? Who doesn't need hashtag research right now? I mean, that's like it's like primary thing happening in a digital marketing sense right now. So we understand that and we get it, and we know that for small businesses, this is not their zone of genius,
Hmm.
but it is our zone of genius. So we're collectively putting together these simple resources and then offering them to you between now and March, including a weekly 6 week check in that you can also check in with us every week and we'll touch base with you and give you pointers if you're going the right direction or not, or if you just
So
need
you give
feedback
them
on
a
your
little bit of
graphic.
accountability too. So it's not just the course. I love that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I see you.
Yeah.
So tell us, how can we find your course? How can we find more of you?
All right, so you can definitely follow Octane Designs. That's designs with an S across Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn. We're the same, Octane Designs. And of course, our website where our courses will be is at lexoctane.com.
Okay, and you guys don't have to remember any of this. You know that because I'm going to put it in the description. You can just click on the link and find her.
Yeah.
So we always like to end out the podcast with quotes, and our guests are given the quotes. And I love yours, so I have to make sure I get it right. I love yours. It says, "Life is less like Mario and more like Tetris." And I used to love Mario as a kid. So tell us why that's a quote that you live by.
So, a big theme of Octane and a big part of our culture is to play.
Oh,
And so
cool.
you may notice when you visit our website, when you see our Instagram and a lot of our social media feeds, it is very much a gaming kind of attitude. And so we use a lot of analogies. Actually, is one of the top things that people requested from us from our Instagram feed in 2020. Even though 2020 was crazy, that was another one thing they loved the most was
Oh, wow.
our fall table scopes that we created and our gaming analogies that we use for life.
When I
So
saw it, I'm like, I love it.
yeah. So the whole point of that quote is really to kind of showcase that it's not about how fast you can get through something. It's about the strategy that you use to get to the end game. And so it's really important that we encourage our clients that maybe they're in a rush to get to that point B when they're at point A. And we're going to show them how to get there, but it's not always a sprint. Sometimes it really is just embarking on that journey. And so I really encourage people all the time with our gaming analogies that life is a lot like Tetris, less like Mario.
I used to love
Yeah.
that game. Well, thank you, Danielle, for coming on the podcast. It was great speaking with you, you guys. Make sure you go check out her sites and check out this course if you're an entrepreneur and you are looking to get your business bigger. But first, you got to start a little bit slow and you can refine and reprogram over the years like Danielle did. So, if
Yes.
you can give us one advice, one big tip that you can give anybody who is ready to drop their aspiring act and they don't know how to start, give us one tip to take it away.
Hmm. Do it anyway.
Perfect. That's perfect. All right, you guys. So make sure you come back for another episode of the Drop the Inspired Night podcast. You guys know we always have great guests coming on. So stay tuned for the next episode. You have been listening to another episode of Drop the Aspiring Act. If you're looking for more information of this podcast and other episodes, please visit queenbaygoals.com. That's QueenBaeGoals.com. All right, y'all. I'll see you in the next podcast.